So look at this. How crap is that? Look at where the band is at the bottom end of the bar. It's basically a tracker of your bar path, essentially. You can see that that bar is not going straight up and down. It's doing this. It's doing this as I go down to the bottom of the squat. I'm looking at this from the side profile, and it's such a vivid representation of where my forces are going. And it's such a vivid representation why the front squat, and probably even the back squat, is taxing my upper body, my core, and it's probably the rate limiting step in my training. My forces are not stacked. I'm shooting this way instead of shooting this way. I'm looking at it and I'm disgusted, as I'm always disgusted when I look at myself from the profile, from the side view. And I can't help but think that the day I work that out, that up and down bar path, is the day that I'm gonna progress. Until that happens, I'm always going to be leaking so much power out of this system, this machine that I'm trying to be, this forklift, this elevator that I'm trying to be. It's physics. Imagine if you are a forklift and you are lifting this way rather than straight up. Think about the forces at the fulcrum. Think about the forces at the bottom of that base. Think about how much you're going to tip if you have a heavy enough weight in the fork. Think about an elevator that is rigged up in such a way that it doesn't just go straight up. It's kind of like going this way. Imagine the cable stress that elevator is going to experience. At some point, you have to go back to physics. Not that I'm a mathematician or a physics freaking master, a physicist or whatever. But you don't need to be a freaking genius, a rocket scientist, man, to work out that that is not the optimal bar path. That is not how you improve. So I don't know, I don't know how to fix this. First thing is obviously wear stilettos, take my wife's shoes from the wardrobe, from the shoe cabinet, and wear heels like this. Well, she's got nice pink ones, so I can wear that, or red ones. I like the red ones because she wears that. That's really sexy. Or I can slide the bar halfway down my back and vomit each rep that I do. Just vomit, just continuously vomit. These two things is not what excites me to train. So there's a problem in my mind. There's a problem in what I fell in love with. I fell in love with a certain style of squat. And now I'm kind of thinking to myself, maybe it's not going to happen. I don't know. I don't know, man. Because if you said to me right now, as you're listening to this, Ivan, it's simple, do low bar. Ivan, it's simple, do heels. Automatically, the juice for training goes down like 40% on day one. I'm excited to play this game a certain way. I'm excited to play Skyrim a certain way. I don't want to play as a mage. I don't like that. It's not fun to me. I want to play as an assassin. I want to play as a warrior. I like chasing people down with a two-handed hammer, splitting their skull open. I like sneaking up behind them and slitting their throat. I like sneaking around in the dark, listening to people's conversations in Skyrim, stealing stuff without doing anything, like an assassin. I don't know if you guys remember, off topic, but I don't know if you guys remember back when. A lot of you guys, not even born when this is happening, but one of the earliest games that I played was a game called Tenchu. It's a Japanese game. So primitive, man, in terms of like gaming. But it was basically, you build up your map, and then you kind of like have this guy run around and get to a certain goal without being detected. That's what I love. I love watching Lou the first time. I loved watching Clockov the first time. That was beautiful to me. That's what got me in love with the game. So now I'm like thinking to myself, okay, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's backtrack a little bit and go, okay, what is going on here? And I've had these thoughts a million times, but what is going on when you watch that profile video? Let's watch together right now. What is going on there? Dorsiflexion is needed. And I need to spread my knees out more to shorten that femur, effectively shorten that femur, both by hiding it, going externally rotating it, and also sending my knees over my toes more. That's how you achieve the desired squat that I have. Okay, let's think about this. Why do I not have more dorsiflexion without any heels or anything? Why do I not have more? Okay, so what are the things that are restricting that dorsiflexion? It's not going to be the tibialis anterior, because that thing is shortening when you are going into dorsiflexion. These muscles are shortening. What needs to lengthen is the problem, and what needs to lengthen is the whole Achilles, soleus, gastroc complex. That needs to lengthen. You can't strengthen the tibialis anterior so much that you can overcome the strongest tendon in the body, which is the Achilles. You can't do it. That muscle is not strong enough to overcome the power of the tibialis. So that's not a solution. So calves. Okay. How do I build massive calves? Have you ever seen a guy with humongous calves? Who has humongous calves? Lots of Asians have humongous calves. What do also Asians have? I've got a lot of Asians in my life, work, friends. I thought that was the bird gonna come attacking at me again. There he is, running around, but it's not the same guy, I don't think. It's not the aggressive guy. And they all have dorsiflexion. Lots of dorsiflexion. I've got a friend who I used to work with. He's moved on now. Big into training, big into bodybuilding back in the day. The man was jacked, man. Like so much lean muscle, so much muscle. And he had these humongous calves. He never trained them. It was just genetics, right? But with those calves, he had this like huge like dorsiflexion. It was like stupid to look at. Like his knees literally go into the next room. Literally go into the next room. And then I watch myself from the side profile. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Your calves are so weak, because I'm still to this day a believer that a short muscle, my calves, short, because I don't have dorsiflexion, they're short, is a weak muscle. Weak muscle. Weak. It's not 100% foolproof, whatever the freaking term is, but most of the time a weak muscle is a short muscle. So how do we train calves? Part of this whole conjugate thing, I've been doing a lot of jumping. I've been doing a lot of sled dragging, not a lot of, but I'm doing a lot of these things which are really kind of like compound. Yesterday I did sled drags, calf pump. I did a sled dragging a month ago or so ago, also calf pump. Today I did something called pogo jumps, plyometrics exercise, basically like a rigid knee, stiff knee hopping, like this. Short contact time, you're just kind of like bouncing like this on your calves. It's kind of like an ankle thing. It's like, I remember back in the day we used to do this for basketball. Did that. Yep, soleus, calves, they're pumped. Achilles is pumped. I did 5 sets of 100 of those. I'm sitting here, I go on my channel, type in calves. All these videos pop up some freaking million days ago when I had these same thoughts. Calves. Ivan, calves. So I listened to myself, listened to my own videos about calves, and I'm like, sitting here as a viewer, as somebody critiquing myself as I always do. I'm listening to this video and I'm like, listening to the thinking back in the day. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Why wouldn't strong calves lead to better dorsiflexion? Why wouldn't it? So the same thoughts come into my mind right away. Okay, we can wear some equipment, shoes, and we can lower the bar on the back, all of these things which I don't like. Or we can, in this conjugate quest that I'm in right now, we can stress the calves. So part of the whole conjugate thing is I'm doing a lot of exercises. I'll show you a video now. I did some dips today. I promised you guys that I was gonna vary my pressing, a whole bunch, going from flat to some sort of incline to overhead press. I wanted to do a decline, and I thought, screw this. I'll just do dips. It's the same thing. So I did dips, worked up to 20 kilos, 5 sets of 10. They've got my triceps nice and on the map. So I'm like, I can use this opportunity in this whole conjugate thing. I'm going away from specificity. I can use this conjugate, thought, which I'm really excited about, the whole variation thing, and just go for some calf training. Drag the sled, as you can see. It's wet, it's rainy. I don't know if I can show you this. It's wet. It's wet, it's rainy. I didn't want to go to the park and get caught out, so I didn't do that. I really wanted to do that. Yesterday I went for 2.5K sled drag. Today I was going to do really, really heavy, just doing it in front of my house for like 20 meters or something. Where's that guy going? Where my bird is. Today I was going to really go heavy with it. Couldn't happen. So that's when I thought, okay, how do I stress the calves out from without doing calf raises and this unathletic stuff. Then I thought, okay, pogo jumps. Let's do pogo jumps. So I did that. Anyway, that's what's on my mind today. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. I don't know if I'm right about this, but looking at myself from a profile, it's vomit central for me. It is really vomit central. I don't like it. I don't want to do that. Don't get me wrong, man. I don't want to make it sound like, I'm not going to do what Louis says and the West Side guys, box squats and all that. Yeah, okay, sit back. Without a doubt, that is, I'm sold on that. 100% sold. I just finished watching Matt Wenning's podcast. It took me 4 or 5 days. Long 3-hour thing. Matt Wenning with Mark Bell and the other fellow, I forget the name. There's a 3-hour thing, and listening to Matt Wenning, I'm like, man, this guy's a genius. Everything is making sense to me. So yeah, definitely sitting back on the box squats, glutes, hamstrings, lower back. Yes, all of that. Yes. But ultimately, what my sport, what I want to get good at, is also having my knees forward in that upright, weightlifting type of squat. So that's what I want to achieve. I want to have that, dorsiflexion. So I need to train for it. The ankle dorsiflexion is not going to improve if I just continue to box squat. It might improve if I continue to sled pull, and if I start doing some of these little jumps, kind of plyometric stuff, really, really challenge the Achilles, the calves. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm thinking right now. So after I finish up with this video, I'm gonna do another 5 lots of 100. Yeah, I know, I am also thinking the same thing you're thinking right now, which is don't overdo the plyometrics because you will get tendonitis. You'll piss off the Achilles, and you don't want to go down that path. So today I'm gonna do these jumps. Tomorrow, hopefully, if the weather permits, I'll get the tire out again and I'll pull the tire. But a side quest of this conjugate is going to be the calves. And I'm going to try and achieve it through sled pulls, lots of sled pulling. Because every time I do sled pulls, it lights me up in the calves. More so than any other body part. It's the calves lit up. So anyway, this video is getting long, but this is kind of what's on my mind, guys. Anyway, appreciate all of you guys. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.